In just over 3 decades, he has built the most critical infrastructure as India needs to be independent and to stand tall before the world. From seaports to airports, from thermal power to renewables, from road to data centers, he is building the pillars of modern India. Even as he is transforming India's energy and infrastructures, he is also revolutionizing healthcare, education, and skill development, believing that no nation can rise without empowering its people. From world-class hospitals and digital classrooms to the largest grassroots skilling initiative in India, he is investing in India's future. And through the Adani Indology mission, he is restoring pride in India's ancient wisdom, affirming that a civilization so timeless must tell its own story, guard its own lineage, and celebrate its own glory. But what truly sets him apart is not just the scale of his achievements, it is the grace with which he wears them. In a world where success hardens people, he remains deeply grounded. The only thing bigger than the infrastructure he builds is humility. Here is the Indian visionary who speaks less and does more. He is India's greatest builder of both assets and trust in capital. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the chairman of the Adani Group, Shri Gautam Adani ji.
धनबाद की इस ज्ञान भूमि को मेरा सादर प्रणाम। To the visionary directors who shape the path of this institution, to the esteemed faculty who shape the minds that defines these institutions, and to my student friends who will shape the future of Bharat. Thank you for your very warm welcome to the IIT ISM Dhanbad. It is not every day that one is invited to speak at the 100th anniversary of any institute, and when that celebration belongs to IIT ISM Dhanbad, it is far more than an invitation. It is a once-in-a-lifetime historic opportunity to stand on the very grounds from which so many of our nation's custodians of the core have come from. I find it staggering that over a century ago, even when under the weight of British flag, the Indian National Congress recommended the setting up of this institution to meet Bharat's urgent need for mining and geology experts. Even in those challenging times, they understood a fundamental truth. अगर भारत को अपनी तकदीर संवारनी है तो उसे अपनी धरती की ताकत को समझना होगा। Our nation cannot rise to greatness unless she first masters the language of the earth under her feet. And so, this celebrations is not just an opportunity to reflect where you have come from. It is also a moment to define where you must go and chart the future that must be created. And it is on these aspects that I will like to speak today. To begin, let us first confront a sobering truth. The age of a collaborative global trade and supply chains is collapsing. We are all seeing nations, once bound by a strong alliances, retreating into the shadow of self-preservations. The battles for a rare earth, semiconductors, tariffs, and the collapse of trade treaties are now the new normal and not the exceptions. And in this environment, even the most prominent global institutions, such as NATO, the WTO, and the UN, are being forced to reconsider their established frameworks and rules of engagement. My dear friends, sovereignty is defined as the ability to govern oneself without external influence and control. And in this era, where self-preservation dominates the global order, two pillars will be necessary to shape our sovereignty. First, master the resources below our feet. For he who commands his earth commands his sovereignty. Second, master the energy that fuels our rise. For she who owns her fire owns her sovereignty. And it is no coincidence that our ancient Vedas had articulated this truth long before modern geopolitics discovered them. या भूमिया पृथ्वी धनवती तेजः भवति भाग्यवती. Sovereignty belongs to those who commands their earth, and those who command their earth command their energy. And that is why our history must be our mirror. For whenever we have failed to recognize our own image, others have stepped in to paint it for us and define our destiny. And destiny, my young friends, is never gifted. It is the price of the fight to stay sovereign. Let us validate this with a familiar story. Once upon a time, as you know, about 100 kilometers from here stood the world's greatest seat of learning, Nalanda. Nalanda was not just a university. It was the command center of Bharat knowledge. It was Bharat dignity, proof that learning was our civilizational identity. It was Bharat destiny, for in his halls, the future was authored before it was experienced. Its libraries housed manuscripts on a mining, metallurgy, energy, astronomy, governance, and many other sciences. Knowledge so advanced that seekers crossed oceans and deserts just to learn from Bharat and then carried the wisdom home. Therefore, when Bakhtiyar Khilji burned Nalanda, his aim was not just to destroy structures or set manuscripts on fire. His true target was our civilizational confidence, our knowledge systems, and our ability to think independently, free from foreign influence. And we should never forget this, because a civilization that forgets how it was broken forgets how to rise. Centuries later, when the British arrived in a Bharat already weakened, they did not burn knowledge, they replaced it. They engineered an education systems designed to produce clerks, not a thinkers. And in doing so, erased the stories, wisdom, and imaginations that once united Bharat. Where Khilji used fire, the British used curriculum. Where Khilji destroyed manuscripts, the British destroyed memory. My young friends, why do I tell you this? Because the day we forget these stories is the day our unity begins to fracture. For if we let these stories fade, we risk losing the very glue that binds our generations and anchors Bharat in a turbulent world. A turbulent world where no geopolitical alliances is clean. No geopolitical alliance is permanent. Every geopolitical alliance is conditional. Every geopolitical alliance is transactional. Independencies with alliance one day become influence, and influence one day becomes power. And the first thing that power takes control is his narrative. So my young friends, what you learn here and what you build and implement when you walk out of these gates will decide whether our future sovereignty remains dependent on others or rises to stand on its own strength. इतिहास मत भूलो, भविष्य सौंपा नहीं जाता, कमाया जाता है। इतिहास मत भूलो, भविष्य सौंपा नहीं जाता, कमाया जाता है, जो तुम निर्माण करोगे वही राष्ट्र की दिशा तय करेगा, जो तुम बनोगे वही हमारा भारत बनेगा। And now, with this historical context, let us look at a contemporary example of what I mean, an example that is relevant to all of you. We live in an era of a narrative colonizations, where the very nations that plundered resources, enslaved continents, and burned fossil fuels for 2 centuries now stand on our moral platforms in our foreign capitals. Many of them now want to dictate the pace and style of Bharat's development. It is quite a paradox that those who heated the planet now want to set the rules for how we must cool the planet. This is the modern narrative. And so, if we do not control our own narrative, our growth will be criminalized, our aspirations delegitimized, and our right to improve our standard of living showcased as a global offense. जो हक हम नहीं मांगेंगे वो हमसे छीना जाएगा, जो हक हम नहीं मांगेंगे वो हमसे छीना जाएगा, जो कहानी हम नहीं लिखेंगे वो हमारे खिलाफ लिखी जाएगी। And this weaponized narrative surfaced at the 2025 COP30, where a report downgraded Bharat's sustainability ranking, arguing that our nation lacked a coal exit timeline and continues to auction coal blocks. So let us examine some data points. Yes, Bharat is the world's 3rd largest electricity consumer, but on a per person basis, we consume less than 1400 kilowatt hours a year. That is less than half the global average, 1/10 of America, and a 1/5 of Europe. Yes, we rank 3rd in total CO2 emitted, but on a per capita basis, our 1.4 billion people emit under 2 tons compared to 14 tons in the US, 9 tons in China, and 6 tons in Europe. And if we speak of a history, the numbers reveal even more. In 200 years of our industrial activity, Bharat has contributed just 4% of our cumulative global emissions against 13% from Europe, 19% from the US, and 20% from China. I share this statistic with you because this is what the battle for the narrative is. Many current ESG models are designed to penalize the developing world. My challenge to you, IITians, is build the models that mathematically account for the energy dignity of our countrymen. Build the algorithms that value the life of a villager getting electricity for the first time as highly as a carbon credit traded in Europe. दुनिया के सारे डेटा को सच मत मानो, सवाल करो। सिर्फ उनका कोड मत पढ़ो, अपना कोड खुद लिखो। पहचान उनसे मत मांगो, अपनी पहचान खुद बनाओ। क्योंकि राष्ट्र आदेश मानकर नहीं बनते, क्योंकि राष्ट्र आदेश मानकर नहीं बनते, अपनी गाथा खुद लिखकर बनते हैं। My dear students, Bharat did not hit this planet. अंगार किसी और ने फूंका, पर बुझाने हमें पुकारा गया। अंगार किसी और ने फूंका, पर बुझाने हमें पुकारा गया। जो चिंगारी हमारी न थी, उसकी राख भी हमें ही सहना पड़ा। Yet, much of the developed world now expect Bharat to cool the earth. And very remarkably, we are indeed doing that. Earlier this year, Bharat reached a milestone. Over 50% of its installed electricity generation capacity came from non-fossil resources, hitting an important globally agreed number a full 5 years before its target. Under the Paris Agreement, adopted in 2015, that 195 countries had signed, no other major nation has been able to change its energy mix in such a dramatic fashion. दुनिया जहां रुक जाए, भारत राह बनाए। दुनिया जहां रुक जाए, भारत राह बनाए। हम सपने नहीं बेचते, हम करके दिखाते हैं। And so, recognizing that energy poverty is a deep injustice, Bharat will need to expand baseload fossil power to secure its energy dignity. At the same time, as I described, Bharat, with one of the lowest CO2 emits per capita, is also driving the fastest energy transition in a human history. And yet, my young friends, the battle of narrative is a relentless. Let me tell you how, through the example of Adani's Carmichael mining project in Queensland, Australia. When we went to Australia, It was not that Bharat lacked coal. What Bharat lacked was a quality coal. The Carmichael mine was born out of this necessity to substitute our local coal with a better grade of imported coal. But little did we know that our Carmichael mine would become one of the most contested energy projects of this century. Global environmental lobbies mobilized against us. Protests were staged across continents. Banks withdrew lending across businesses. We were vilified in our international media, debated in a foreign parliaments, dragged through courtrooms. Every signal was back down, retreat, give up the project. But we did not. Because our Carmichael mine was never a commercial bet. It was a commitment to our nation's energy security. And today, the very same Carmichael mine powers cleaner industrial growth in Bharat and sustains thousands of livelihoods in Australia. जब हौसला ईमान बन जाए तो फतह भी झुक जाती है. जब हौसला ईमान बन जाए तो फतह भी झुक जाती है. सफर उसी का कहलाता जो राह चलकर दिखाते हैं. That is the paradox of a nation building. You may be resisted, ridiculed, and punished long before you are acknowledged. Yet history has a way of settling its accounts. For in the end, they may write the headlines, but we will write the history. But my young friends, this is only half the story. Because the critics, even today, continue to debate the Carmichael mine projects. They conveniently forget another fact, the fact that we have invested to become one of the world's fastest growing renewable energy companies. आलोचना वो शोर है जो दर्शक करते हैं. आलोचना वो शोर है जो दर्शक करते हैं. सफलता वो गुंज है जो कर्मवीर रचते हैं. We are also building the world's largest renewable energy park at Khavda in Gujarat, spread over 520 square kilometers. At a full capacity by 2030, this park will generate 30 gigawatt of a green energy at an average India household consumptions. This would be equivalent to powering over 60 million national homes per year. And today, with the first 10 gigawatt already commissioned, we are on track to deliver the world's lowest cost green electron, thereby setting a global benchmark in our energy transitions. This, my young friend, is the asymmetry of our storytelling. When we build a coal for responsibility and dignity of our countrymen, we are criticized. When we build renewables at a global scale, our success becomes invisible. अदानी समूह ने कर्तव्य पथ से कभी मुंह नहीं मोड़ा और हम विकास की अनुमति नहीं, अपने मार्ग की गरिमा चाहते हैं. And I say this because false narrative destroy confidence. They make a nation doubt its own people and its own enterprises. But a nation with confidence tells its own story. It recognizes its builders, protects its institutions, and defends its aspirations. My dear young friends, let me now switch gears and speak about the decades ahead. As you graduate, you step into a moment of extraordinary promise where the global green energy transitions is emerging as the largest industries of our time, worth several $1 trillion over the coming decades. It will fuel the rise of electricity-based manufacturing, green steel, green fertilizers, hydrogen ecosystems, and the critical infrastructures that AI and digital economies depends on, which is also why we are investing over $75 billion in the space of energy transitions over the next 5 years. And your discipline sits at the heart of these transitions, because here is the paradox of our age. To clean the skies, humanity must go under the earth. And the new periodic tables of progress is now dependent on rare earth, without which no magnet turns and no wind turbine spins. Lithium, without which batteries remain empty and EVs remain stationary. Copper, without which electrons lose their highways. Silicon, without which sunlight cannot be harvested. And uranium, without which baseload for our net zero civilizations is a dream. And to me, the most stunning truth of our times is that every AI chips that computes every hyperscale cloud that connects, and every neural engine that learns all trace their origin back to the depth of Mother Earth. People may call mining the old economy, but what I say is that without you, there is no new economy. And this is why I firmly believe that mining, minerals, and earth sciences are now the new frontiers of sovereignty, sustainability, and Bharat's national capability. इसी मिट्टी में छुपा है भारत का आने वाला उजाला। इसी मिट्टी में छुपा है भारत का आने वाला उजाला। जो धरती को पढ़ ले वही है असली रखवाला। My dear friends, besides being the largest infrastructure player in the country, the Adani Group is also the largest mining player in our nation. In the years ahead, our commitment to mining and materials will significantly expand from extracting various ores to making metals, alloys, and finished products that power our economy, electrify mobility, and enable our nation's green transition. And so, I am pleased to announce the launch of two landmark initiatives. The first initiative is the Adani Annual Internship at IIT Dhanbad. We will offer 50 paid internships every year to third-year students meeting our merits and fitment criteria. Thereafter, a minimum of 25% of these interns will receive pre-employment offers to join us. We are not looking for just colleagues who follow manuals. We are looking for innovators who will rewrite them. We will bring you our toughest problems. We welcome you if you have the drive to solve problems that the world says cannot be solved, but you are willing to take up. The second initiative, the Adani 3S Mining Excellence Centers, built with the taxmin, this is not just a lab, it is an ecosystem where responsible mining, innovation, and industries academia collaborations intersect. For metaverse labs and drone fleets to seismic sensing and a precision blasting, this center is built to rewrite the future language of mining. Each year, the idea with the greatest potential to transform the sector of mining, energy, and core infrastructures will be selected through a campus-wide hackathon challenge. And the Adani Group will support the winning idea it selects with a funding, mentorship, and most importantly, real industry setting to prove the idea. मेरे वीर युवा साथियों, as I begin to close, I want to leave you with a few words of a personal advice, much of it from my own experiences and reflections. Remember, success is never granted. It is mined. It is extracted. As your ambitions expand, so will the world's desire to narrate your identity. It will attempt to dictate your boundaries, just as it tried to dictate mine. You will be told, just as I was, that to touch the earth is to harm the sky. But remember, to heal the sky, you must first master the earth. जिनके हाथों में मिट्टी है, वही भविष्य गढ़ते हैं। जिनके हाथों में मिट्टी है, वही भविष्य गढ़ते हैं। जो चुनौतियों से नहीं डरते, वही इतिहास बदलते हैं। And that is why I say, this is our second freedom struggle. The first was to give us political independence, and this second one is to give us economic and resource independence. And you, my young friends, are the next generations of Bharat's freedom fighters. And in this struggle, you are not just extracting resources, you are extracting sovereignty. You are not just mining minerals, you are mining dignity. And in doing so, you are helping build a Bharat that is not asking others for sympathy, a Bharat that is not asking others for validations, a Bharat that is not asking others for permission. And so, when history looks back at the 100th anniversary of the IIT ISM, may it say, "ए युग तुम्हारा, ए रण तुम्हारा, हर चुनौती तुम्हारी, हर शिखर तुम्हारा, तुम ही बनोगे दिशा, तुम ही लिखोगे विधान, तुम ही हो भारत का गौरव, तुम ही हो भारत का स्वाभिमान." And so, my young friends, dream fearlessly, act relentlessly and let us build the Bharat of our dreams. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir, for this very, very inspiring and deeply insightful address. An address that touched both memory and horizon. अगर भारत को अपनी तकदीर बदलनी है, तो उसे language of earth को master करना होगा. Registering its command on the language of earth, now IIT ISM takes steady steps to newer frontiers, especially emphasizing on green technologies and critical minerals. IIT ISM Dhanbad की अगली सदी green technologies, critical minerals, digital भारत और global leadership की सदी होगी. Sir, your speech actually brought in so many nuggets of wisdom, and इन nuggets को हम किसी भी उम्र में और करियर के किसी भी फेज में आत्मसात कर सकते हैं. फ्यूचर इज बिल्ट नाउ, इतिहास मत भूलो, भविष्य कमाया जाता है. राइट योर कोड, स्क्रिप्ट योर हिस्ट्री, दुनिया जहां रुक जाए, भारत राह दिखाए. सफर उसी का कहलाता है जो राह दिखाए. So future is built now in the present and on the foundations of a past. Thank you so much for giving us these nuggets of wisdom, and especially to our young generation. Your message, sir, has crowned our 100 years with grace and has ignited the promise of the 100 that lie ahead. Your words have strengthened our resolve, filled with renewed pride, and inspires us to carry this wisdom and vision forward as IIT ISM steps boldly into its second century of excellence. Thank you so much for announcing Adani internship at IIT ISM Dhanbad and for the pre-employment offers. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for expressing your desire that the Adani 3S mining excellence, which is built in Texmin, is going to write the future language of mining. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for also supporting our hackathons, both through funding and through mentorship. Thank you for this as well, sir. So every year on a foundation day, we celebrate the spirit of excellence, dedication, and innovation that has defined our journey, and we shine the spotlight on those whose remarkable efforts have enriched our institute and inspired us all. There are many awards to be given on this day, but we have chosen just two, and we would request our chief guest to present those awards to our students, the recipients. There are 3 awards instituted by our alumnus, Shri Srinivasan Padmanabhan, from the 1960 mining batch. The Srinivasan Padmanabhan Award is given to the topper in BTech mining, and the Srimati Lalita Srinivasan Innovation Award is given to the BTech student for his product. So the award for the Srinivasan Padmanabhan Academic Award for this year goes to Om Shandilya. And may I request our chief guest, sir, and the other dignitaries of the dais to give away the award. Shandil. I also call upon Sahil Sharma. Sahil Sharma, our third-year BTech student from the Electronics and Communication, for his project titled Smart Mine Guard. Sahil Sharma. Thank you so much, sir. Now, may I request our chairman, sir, and our director to kindly felicitate our chief guest, registering our deep appreciation and gratitude for his gracious presence. And sir, that's a red building, which is now going to go to your drawing room. The heritage building of IIT ISM Dhanbad. Once again, sir, from the entire IIT ISM community, fraternity, I thank you for coming and adding such grace and warmth to this memorable day. Now I invite Professor Dheeraj Kumar to extend a word of gratitude.
Thank you, Rajni ji. परमादरणीय गौतम अदानी जी, सर, हम IIT ISM धनबाद परिवार की ओर से आपका हार्दिक शुक्रगुजार हैं। आपने ब्लैक डायमंड की धरती पे आके और इस टेंपल में, जो कि लर्निंग और एजुकेशन का टेंपल है, इसमें आके आपने हमारा शोभा बढ़ाया है। This IIT ISM Dhanbad has chartered into 100 golden years celebration. And today, this particular day will be written as in the script of IIT ISM Dhanbad, golden years. We are very much thankful to you, sir. We are thankful to you not only for the reason you came over here and you addressed to our students, but also for the reason that you came with 40 plus alumni of IIT ISM Dhanbad. They are working in Adani, led by our distinguished alumnus, Sri Dr. Binay Prakash ji. Thank you once again, sir. Already Rajni ji has put her own word of gratitude to you for announcing two very important things, that scholarships, internships to our students and pre-placement offers, and also setting of Adani Center of Excellence on 3 years mining and Texmin. So this is just a beginning. Your footprint has already got into IIT ISM Dhanbad, and we assure you that we will meet your requirement to that extent possible. Thank you so much, sir. We are also thankful to our Honorable Chairman and Madam Chairman. Sir, we keep on getting your blessings, your all sort of advices as a father of the campus. And every time we seek your advice and you keep on giving your advices to all of us. Thank you so much for being with us on this 100th Foundation Day of IIT ISM Dhanbad. We are thankful to our President Director, Professor Sukumar Misra ji, who has been the senior brother to all of us. We keep on fighting with him. We keep on getting lot many advices from him, lot many instructions from him, along with Madam Sukumar Misra ji. Thank you so much for being with us, sir, on this particular occasion and being with us on IIT ISM Dhanbad Foundation Week. We are also thankful to our former directors, Dr. D.K. Paul ji, Professor D.C. Panigrahi ji, all other directors who could not come over here to celebrate this momentous Gautam Institute. Thank you so much, sir, for shaping this institute. And this is you who have led us to stand before you in this particular August gathering. We are extremely thankful to our distinguished alumnus of this institute, Sri Satish Jha, who is leading two important subsidiaries of Coal India Limited, Eastern Coalfield Limited and CMPDI, and alumnus of this institute. Thank you so much for being with us. We are also thankful to our own alumnus, Mr. Agarwal, Manoj Agarwal ji. He was here, he has just gone somewhere. He is also alumnus of the institute. We are also thankful to our VP Raw Material Division, Tata Steel, Sandeep Kumar ji, our own alumnus, for being with us and helping us in chartering academy industry collaboration way ahead. We are thankful to the leadership of Adani, administration from Adani, Dr. Sri Sudipto Bhattacharya ji, who is the chief CTO of Adani group of companies, sir, for being with us, coming over here and helping us, advising us all different occasions. We are thankful to our all alumni, all different chapters, particularly North America chapters. We have many colleagues of 1960 batch, 1970 batch, 1974 batch, many batches they are here. We have our alumni from Calcutta chapters, we have alumni from Bombay chapters. All these alumni, they have come over to this particular place to witness this momentous occasion from all different places. We are extremely thankful to you. You are not only witnessing all these momentous on the institute, but you are also supporting financially and all different ways to support your alma mater. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. We are thankful to our all deans, associate deans, head of departments, organizing committee members, officers, faculty members, staff, for being with us on this particular momentous occasion. A special thanks to the registrar leading this initiative along with his officers in getting this Foundation Week program convened in a befitting manner so that it will be creating history for years to come. We are also thankful to all others, members from press and media, members from our own administration who have helped us in getting this institute shaping the future of the mining industry. Thank you all. A special thank to our Section 8 companies, ACIC, TexMin, and others who are helping this institute in connecting to the industry and doing lot many things. Thanks to Sri Mukherjee from Badwani Foundation, who has been with us and setting up Center of Excellence of Badwani Foundation in leading innovation, particularly in the area of AI. Thanks to Professor B.C. Sarkar, the former professor of IIT Dhanbad, and also legendary in applied geology areas, helping all of us. Thanks to all entrepreneurs, all the leaders of Dhanbad, who are basically helping us on day-to-day affairs of this institute. Whenever we face any problem from the institution side, getting to the country, a city, they have been helping us in all their ways possible. Thank you to all of you, and my best wishes to all of you as well. I might have missed some of you in this word of gratitude. In this particular word of gratitude. My apology for that. Last but not the least, since the program is completely convened by our own Dean Corporate Communication, you saw the video getting run, you saw all many events in last 7 days. This all event got anchored, piloted by Professor Rajni Singh, Professor of English, and our own Dean Corporate Communication. A special thanks to Professor Rajni Singh. With this few words, I once again thank you all for being with us and hope that in your future also you all will be with us.
Thank you, sir, for putting on record a word of gratitude for everyone. Thank you so much. So as we stand at the threshold of our next century, may the light of knowledge we kindle today guide in the Indian Institute of Technology, Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad, towards even greater horizons. As this moment draws to a gentle opening to our second century, may the flame we have lit today travel with us into the next 100 years, urging IIT ISM ever onward, ever upward. Now I request all to rise for the national anthem.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai, Jai, Mataram, Mataram. Thank you so much, everyone. I request all to be in their positions till our chief guest leaves the venue. So the next session is going to resume after lunch at 3. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.